Hey, what's up everybody? Justin here to play and give my thoughts on a very unique spin-off of the Puyo Puyo series, Puyo Puyo Da, featuring Ellena System, which was exclusive to the Dreamcast in Japan. Though I personally love Puyo Puyo and enjoy puzzle games, a majority of puzzle games are kind of hard to review for me personally because those are the kind of games that they pretty much, what you see is what you get, and the game does all the talking. And for those of you who don't know, Puyo Puyo is not only a puzzle game, it's also a spin-off of an RPG series known as Mado Monogatari, or Sorcery Saga in English. So we're playing a spin-off of a spin-off here. So, in what ways is Puyo Puyo Da a spin-off? For this installment, this isn't a puzzle game, but a simple rhythm dancing game, which I will now show and demonstrate. If you could mix, let's say, Buster Groove for the PS1 and the karaoke games as they were portrayed in Yakuza's 3, 4, 5, and 0, then you pretty much get the core gameplay of Puyo Puyo Da. You have 8 characters to choose from, 7 of which are from the original Puyo Puyo games, but appropriately remodeled to look hip-hop or trance for this release. From Puyo Puyo, or Mado Monogatari, you have Aro, Sketorara, Shezo, Rulu, Minotaurus, Satan, and Skeleton Teeth. And introduced into this game is Ellena Stevens, a character from Compal's 1994's NEC PC98 release, Broadway Legend Ellena. Of course, I've never played Broadway Legend Ellena since I never owned the console that it was released on, but you can look it up on YouTube. It presentably feels like a 16-bit version of Space Channel 5. I may look into getting a PC98 in the future, or hope that the Polymega, if I ever get around to getting that one as well, will have the chance to emulate that respective console so I can look into finally playing that game. Anyway, as I just stated, this game is pretty much a mix of Buster Groove and the karaoke mini-games from Yakuza. First, your opponent will start with their dance sequence, and when it's your turn, a circle will scroll right and you follow suit and push the same buttons whenever the circle highlights them in order to fill up your meter. The screen presentation is pretty easy, and with the colors, you can push them to the corresponding color buttons on the Dreamcast controller, or you can use the D-pad. Like for example, if it's a green button, you push the white button, or you can push up. Or if it's a red button, you can push A or down. And if it's an orange button, you push X or left, and if it's a blue button, then you push B or right. Then if it's a star, you just push the right trigger button. This is a game that's simple to pick up, but surely not easy to master. I understand this was released in the arcades a couple weeks after the Dreamcast version in Japan, but unfortunately, I've never seen this in any arcades in Japan. If I did during my stays back in 2001, and again between 2005 and 2007, then I must have missed it, but the next time I visit any retro arcades, I'll be sure to be on the lookout and see how it plays compared to the Dreamcast one. The game has 2 simple modes, 1-player mode and 2-player mode. For 1 player, you have the option of choosing between easy, medium, or hard. And you usually have, let's say, 5 stages to beat the game. The harder the difficulty, the more buttons you gotta push. Usually, you have a time limit, and whoever has the highest meter wins, but there are instances where if someone's meter depletes to 0, then the round is over. Unfortunately, I never experienced that through any of my playthroughs. The only 2 things I would suggest are if you could use a practice mode, like in the Buster Move games, and for those of you who have a DDR pad for Dreamcast, I say maybe give this game a try with one if it's compatible, because I think this game would work very well with it. Or, so I hope, because I would like to find one because my DDR Dreamcast pad is back home in my parents' house in Arizona. The game's graphics are pretty simple and excellently represent the Dreamcast aesthetic. The Puyo Puyo characters are well designed to suit the nature of this game, the animations are simple, but work in conjunction with the gimmick. However, you have to come into this game that it's more substance and style, which is pretty much the nature of most Dreamcast games in general. Of course, the heart and soul of any music game has to be the music. This game pretty much uses remixes of songs from the original Puyo Puyo and Mado Monogatari games, and as someone who is into late 90s J-pop, I really vibe with this soundtrack. It's very energetic and with the times. If you want remixes of the songs and you want to get up and dance to them, then the soundtrack for this is worth it alone in getting this game. I say this is a game for those that really love music games, especially if you love late 90s J-pop. If you're a hardcore fan of Mado Monogatari or Puyo Puyo, I say this is a worthy part of your collection because it is out of the norm, but still a lot of fun. For those of you who are more casual fans of rhythm games, or those who want more practice with them, I say this could have been a worthy weekend rental back in the day. For me personally, I enjoy it more than the main series, and I would love to try Broadway Legend Ellena when I have the opportunity.